Today we're exploring a heartbreaking story involving a gay couple, including a former famous TV sports journalist from Australia and his boyfriend, a charismatic flight attendant named Jesse Baird. Jesse, known for his sports broadcasting skills, was not just a great presenter, but also deeply in love with his partner Luke Davies. They were enjoying life to the fullest when tragedy suddenly shattered their happiness. At their luxurious home in Paddington, Jesse Baird and Luke Davies were brutally murdered, shocking the entire community. What is even more shocking is that the prime suspect is a police officer. This event not only stunned Jesse Baird's fans, but also sparked curiosity and outrage in the community. Puzzling questions arise. Why were Jesse Baird and Luke Davies targeted? And why would someone sworn to uphold justice become the focus of this case? Can justice be served here? To find out exactly what happened in this case, stay tuned for the video. Jesse Baird was born in Melbourne and grew up in the northeastern suburbs. After graduating from Loyola College in 2015, he pursued further education at La Trobe University, earning a bachelor's degree in education with a specialization in drama and media in 2019. Baird moved to Brisbane in early 2017 to start his television career before relocating to Sydney in 2023 to continue his work in production and refereeing. In his television career, Baird hosted and reported for various programs on Network 10. He was also part of the cast of the television series Totally Wild from early 2017 until its final episode in 2021. In 2019, he became the host of Gamify, a game show broadcast on 10 Peach. Additionally, Baird served as a red carpet reporter for Studio 10 until the show concluded in December 2023. Beyond his television career, Baird also had an ambitious career in football refereeing. He started officiating Australian rules football in 2011 and achieved several milestones, including receiving the NFNL Most Improved Senior Umpire Award and officiating the Division I Grand Final in 2015. After moving to Brisbane in 2017, he joined the NFL and became a lead umpire in the Grand Finals of 2018 and 2019. He was also honored as the NFL's Goal Umpire of the Year in 2019. In 2020, Baird joined the AFL umpires roster and debuted in a match between Gold Coast and Port Adelaide. He was awarded the Brian Pratt Medal for the most promising AFL umpire in both 2020 and 2021. His 50th match as an AFL umpire took place in round 6 of the 2023 season, and he has officiated a total of 62 AFL games, including 2 finals. In early 2024 in New South Wales, Australia, 26-year-old Baird was living in a $3 million rental home in Paddington, an upscale suburb of Sydney. Baird's burgeoning career met a tragic end on the morning of February 19, 2024. The last time Jesse Baird and his boyfriend, 29-year-old Luke Davies, were seen was on the evening of February 18th. Baird was scheduled to officiate a preseason AFL match between Sydney and Greater Western Sydney on February 20th. However, he did not show up. Police suspected foul play on February 21st after discovering various blood-stained items belonging to the couple, including phones, wallets, credit cards, and a set of keys found in a trash bin 30 kilometers from the scene. "I heard several gunshots," quoted the New South Wales police from a neighbor of the victims. Moreover, police learned that Baird had told friends he felt he was being followed and that his home had been repeatedly broken into. This raised questions about whether these break-ins and surveillance were connected to his death. However, when police recovered ammunition matching the revolver used by police officer Beau Lamar Condon, suspicion shifted towards him. Beau Lamar Condon, a 28-year-old man, became the prime suspect in this case. In his teens and early 20s, Beau became a famous blogger, often sharing photos with A-list celebrities like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Kim Kardashian, Harry Styles, and Ryan Gosling. Suddenly, in 2019, Beau decided to join the police force, possibly influenced by his mother, who had been in the police service for about 10 years. However, Beau faced difficulties soon after joining the force. In 2020, he was investigated for using a stun gun on a man, but was eventually cleared of the charges and continued his work as a patrol officer, rising to the rank of senior constable. Previously, Baird and Bo had been involved in what the police described as an irregular relationship, a romantic but complicated and informal relationship with its emotional ups and downs. While Bo might have wanted to continue and formalize their relationship, Baird preferred to avoid the potential complications and pressures of a serious commitment, opting for a less committed relationship instead. However, by 2023, their relationship had ended on a sour note. In early 2024, Baird began dating someone new, 29-year-old Luke Davies, a flight attendant living in the suburbs of Sydney. Bo appeared unhappy with this news, showing signs of not having moved on from his previous relationship. He felt jealousy and resentment. It was said that Bo had been keeping an eye on Baird since their breakup. On Sunday, February 18, 2024, Jesse Baird and Luke Davies were seen at a hotel, attending a party as part of the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras in Sydney. This was the last time they were seen alive. On Wednesday at 11 a.m. on February 21st, a property caretaker discovered several personal items in a trash bin in Canola, a town south of Sydney. These items included a credit card, an $88,000 watch, a phone, a wallet, and blood-stained clothes. The caretaker alerted the police. Upon visiting Baird's residence in Paddington, the police found evidence of a struggle, spent bullet casings, bullet holes in the kitchen counter, and large amounts of blood in the kitchen and bedroom. No bodies were found in the house, but the police suspected a clear case of murder. Police began to suspect that Bo might have been responsible for committing heinous acts against Baird and Davies. These were findings from the investigation. On Friday, February 16, 2024, Bo had signed out a revolver owned by the police at a station in South Sydney. The spent casings found matched this type of weapon. Bo stated that he needed the gun for a scheduled event related to a protest on Sunday. This special event was organized by private citizens, and the government had been paid by the organizers for police presence. The next day, Saturday, February 17th, Bo purchased a surfboard bag from a store in the suburb of Miranda, Sydney. On the same day, he deleted all content from his social media accounts. Around 9 a.m. on Monday, February 19th, surveillance cameras recorded Bo emerging from a black SUV in the Paddington area near Baird's home. At 9:50 a.m., Baird's neighbor heard gunshots from his house, but did not immediately report it to the police. 4 minutes later, an emergency 000 call was made from Luke Davies' phone, during which a man urged to leave before the call was disconnected. Police were unable to locate this phone. The Australian 000 service had recently implemented Advanced Mobile Location (AML) technology, which helps police track the location of the mobile phone making the call. NSW police dispatched a car to Paddington as per protocol, but they were unable to pinpoint the exact location. The police accessed the registered address of the mobile phone and checked Luke Davies' residence in Waterloo, an inner suburb of Sydney, but found nothing alarming. Dr. Hurley, an expert, commented that the technology is not perfect, and it's difficult to determine if NSW police could have done more to find the couple. He emphasized that decisions are based on the content of the 000 call and not necessarily on a shooting or similar event. Continuing with the murder investigation details, later that same day, Bo returned the gun he had borrowed on February 16th to the police station. Then, Bo purchased a second-hand surfboard bag and rented a small white truck from Sydney Airport. This truck was captured on surveillance video in front of Baird's home. On Tuesday, February 20th, Bo spoke with an acquaintance and allegedly admitted to being involved in the murder. Bo's phone was used to send messages to his roommate, saying he would move to Perth in Western Australia and requested them to sell or dispose of his belongings, which police believe Bo sent. On Wednesday, February 21st, police began investigating Bo and a female friend who drove to a rural property, approximately 2 hours southwest of Sydney. En route, Bo purchased an angle grinder and a padlock from a hardware store. He then used the angle grinder to cut the padlock on the gate to the property. After driving the rented truck to the property, Bo stayed there for about half an hour before leaving. He placed the newly bought padlock on the gate before departing. Police stated that the female friend did not participate in Bo's activities and was unaware of what he was doing. At 11 p.m., Bo bought a weight from a department store. The police believe he returned to the countryside after this trip. On Thursday, February 22nd, Bo drove to the residence of a fellow police officer named Renee, located in Newcastle, about 2 hours north of Sydney. Bo asked Renee to find someone to clean the rental truck. Renee mentioned that Bo looked sleep-deprived and was vague in his speech. He pointed out that the truck was covered in blood and needed cleaning. Additionally, he mentioned something about bodies floating in a dam and how they would not sink. The police stated that Renee was not involved in the case. On Friday, February 23rd, at 10:39 a.m., Bo surrendered at a police station in Sydney. He was charged with 2 counts of homicide. The police deployed all their resources to search for the Audi cars of Baird and Davies, but were unsuccessful. The police suspected that Bo had transported the 2 bodies in a rental truck to a rural area, approximately 200 kilometers from Sydney. It is believed that he disposed of the bodies in one of the lakes in that area. Divers from the New South Wales Police conducted searches in the reservoirs at farms in the Bingonia area on February 26, but no results were achieved. We are prioritizing finding the bodies of the 2 victims to provide some comfort to their families amidst this tragic loss. A New South Wales police official was quoted in the Sydney Morning Herald. On Tuesday, February 27th, Bo drew a map for the police indicating the location where he had disposed of the 2 victims. This led to the discovery of the remains of Baird and Davies in a surfboard bag in Bingonia. The bodies were found behind a mound of earth on a gravel road. The police alleged that Bo Lamar Condon had planned to kill Baird due to his obsession with this TV host. They also accuse him of falsely signing out a Glock pistol provided by the police from the gun locker days before the incident to carry out the murder. Additionally, the police claimed that Davies died simply for being at the house when Bo arrived. To date, suspect Bo has not offered a defense or applied for bail. He has also followed his lawyer's advice to exercise his right to remain silent. The attorney for former NSW police officer Bo stated that the accusations regarding the deaths of Jesse Baird and Luke Davies at a house in Paddington could be defended. Bo has been in custody since the incident, facing 2 counts of homicide. He is held in a cell monitored by a surveillance system, allowing correctional officers to watch him 24 hours a day. He also undergoes regular physical checks to ensure he does not harm himself in the relatively new prison environment, where he is only 27 years old. This is the strictest security measure at MRRC, and Bo is completely isolated from all other inmates in the facility. Although the prison authorities do not specifically consider Bo a suicide risk, his situation raises the possibility that he could harm himself in prison. During his only court appearance at Waverley Local Court, visibly affected by lack of sleep, since then, Bo has been held at Silverwater Remand Center, awaiting evidence from NSW Police. However, Bo did not appear at Downing Center Local Court for the compliance hearing, and his attorney John Walford spoke on his behalf. Walford said they had only received a partial summary of the evidence from the police, and the prosecution had requested to delay the hearing until June to provide the rest of the documents. Outside the court, Walford and his legal team faced media interest. He stated that Bo was doing fine, although aware that he faced a challenging situation. He was uncertain whether Bo would plead guilty to the murder charges, but suggested that a defense might exist for him, although he did not provide details on how that might be possible, except to acknowledge that mental health might play a role in the case. Convincing a jury that Bo Lamar Condon's mental health symptoms were the cause of the alleged crime could indeed pose a challenge. A major issue for Bo is the evidence of premeditation, such as taking a police firearm and returning it after the incident. He also purchased a surfboard bag before the crime, and later rented a truck to transport, and then cleaned the bodies to obscure evidence. Additionally, he bought an angle grinder to access a rural property and a lock to conceal this entry. There is substantial evidence suggesting that he meticulously planned the murder. From the preparation to the disposal of the bodies, Bo's actions were carefully considered. He was fully aware that his actions were wrong and attempted to evade responsibility. Furthermore, NSW police will allege that Bolamar Condon signed out his personal firearm when he left Miranda Police Station on Friday, February 16th, to attend a pay tenant event 2 days later. This job, referred to as pay tenant, usually involves a demonstration on Sunday, February 18th. According to Vincent Hurley, a former police officer and criminology professor at Macquarie University, officers must be monitored and signed off before taking a firearm out of the safe. He stated that each shift, a police officer must check each firearm in the safe to ensure they are all accounted for. Deputy Commissioner David Hudson noted that the firearm may have been checked again at Belmont Police Station after a reported shooting incident on Monday, February 19th, before being returned to Miranda the following day. The storage of the firearm over the weekend prior to the event is under investigation. Victoria Police Commissioner Shane Patton will lead the review of NSW colleagues' firearm handling procedures. Spokesperson Webb acknowledged that there are questions that need to be answered, stating, "Clearly something went wrong." This raises concerns about the management and supervision of firearms within the police agency. Additionally, the possibility that the firearm could have been used or checked again after a reported shooting is a serious issue, particularly concerning the safe handling of weapons. The tragic events involving Jesse Baird and Luke Davies have cast a shadow over Sydney's Mardi Gras celebrations. Mardi Gras, a vibrant and joyous holiday, is typically one of the biggest events of the year in Sydney. This year, the festival will host a parade organized by the LGBTQ+ Domestic Violence Awareness Foundation. Executive Director Ben Arnson hopes this event will highlight the issue of domestic violence in same-sex relationships. He shared that 60% of LGBTQ+ individuals have experienced domestic or household violence, underscoring that this issue is often unrecognized. Arneson noted that while domestic violence is commonly associated with men attacking women, it's crucial to acknowledge that the LGBTQ+ community is also significantly affected. Recent surveys indicate that over 60% of LGBTQ+ people have experienced domestic violence, yet the reporting rate for these incidents is very low. However, this year, many members of the LGBTQ+ community and their wider network feel less joyous than in previous years. The tragic loss of Jesse Baird and Luke Davies has dampened the festive spirit. Their deaths have caused distress and disruption within their community and families, as well as sorrow among their colleagues and friends in Sydney and beyond. Channel 10 reporters have had to cover the deaths of their friends and former colleagues, while police officers have faced the challenge of investigating one of their own. The fact that a police officer like Bo turned into a perpetrator is both shocking and heartbreaking for the community and his fellow officers. In a society where people rely on the police for protection and order, the abuse of power and responsibility by a police officer to commit brutal acts is profoundly disturbing. Bo's downfall is not only a personal descent into darkness, but also a strike against the community's trust in the police system. It raises questions about the transparency and fairness of the judicial and public security processes, leading to public uncertainty and concern for their own and their family's safety. We would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Jesse Baird and Luke Davies during this time. The loss of these two talented and loving individuals is a loss beyond words. We unanimously condemn the heinous actions of the perpetrator Bo, who not only took the lives of two innocent men, but also caused a deep wound to his family and community. Obsession and jealousy cannot justify such a brutal act. We hope that justice will be served and the perpetrator will be held accountable for his heinous actions. Let love and peace prevail over all hostility and violence. Together, we can create a society where people can live in peace and respect each other. The story ends here. Thank you for taking the time to follow. What do you think about this case? What are your thoughts on this case? If you found my story interesting and engaging, please leave a comment with the number 1. If you feel improvements are needed, comment with the number 2. For any other thoughts, please comment below. Additionally, our channel offers many other thrilling true crime documentaries waiting for you to discover. Your support is the motivation that helps us continue to grow. So please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated.